This was once the richest city in the United States and also one of the largest, and yet if you're not from North America, you probably have never heard of it. What city am I talking about, baby?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Charleston, South Carolina. You're so right. And in this series, I'm going to show why you should also consider traveling here.
I will too.
You gotta be my someone.
When you walk around downtown Charleston, you feel like you're in a movie set because everything is so beautiful and well maintained. Look at this. It's an invitation to keep walking. That's the best thing, you can walk everywhere. If your hotel is here, even better. You won't need a car to see the entire historic center. If not, prepare to spend at least $18 on a parking lot.
Credit card?
All hotels in our price range downtown Charleston were fully booked, so I ended up staying 30 minutes away. But we're saving $1,000 for the 4 nights we're spending here, and the hotel there is pretty nice and comfortable. There's also street parking, but not available for a full day. Don't know if you can read, but it says 2 hours maximum there. So, doesn't work. And why would you want a parking space for the whole day? Because there's so much to see here, so much that you even want to return the next day. This is the largest historic district in the entire country. Hello, I'm Renata, and this here is my husband Gordon, already with his camera shooting. If you like the images of my videos, he shoots most of them.
So,
we just spent the entire winter in Myrtle Beach, just 2 hours from here.
hibernating.
Hibernating, it's a good way to put it. We're editing the videos that we shot before the pandemic, and now we started making our way back to Florida. We're gonna stop along the way,
Yes.
right?
Visit a couple of cities along the East Coast.
That's right. We just shot a few videos in Myrtle Beach where we were. Pretty fresh, everything up to date. They're really nice, right?
Yes.
Worth taking a look if you haven't seen them yet.
Spring is sprung.
If you've never seen me before here on YouTube, I'm a journalist and I do a lot of research before every place that I visit. That's because I love learning all the details about, the places, everything that makes them unique. And here I share everything so that you can also learn, but much faster. Oh, look at this section of the street here.
Yeah.
So charming, huh? So, Charleston. Let me begin from the beginning. Charleston was founded by English settlers in 1670 as Charles Town. Actually, they landed a few miles from here and then relocated to this area. And the name was to honor King Charles II. At the time, he was the king of Scotland, England, and Ireland. And just like in Europe, there was a wall here protecting the city. Actually, Charleston was more than just a walled city. It was like a fortified city with drawbridges, bastions, and everything. Everything that you'd expect in a medieval castle. They needed to protect the city against the Spanish, the French, the pirates, the Indians. Unfortunately, the vast majority of the wall is gone. It was demolished right after the American Revolution, the War for Independence. The rest is buried underground, and every once in a while someone finds a little piece of it in private properties. The only visible part that remains is this one right here. We're touching something that is 300 years old. How does it feel?
Old.
Oh, not my hand. This was the only British walled city built in North America and the first permanent European settlement in the United States. Easy, easy, just crossing the street. Very close to the wall, you can see some of the oldest and prettiest houses in Charleston. And some of them might even have seen a little bit of the fortification because they date back to the 18th century. This is known as Rainbow Row. It's a sequence of 13 colorful historic houses, actually the longest cluster of Georgian row houses in the entire country. Then have information like this on the wall. You can learn more about them. The wall would pass right here. The waterfront ran along this street. Not the case anymore. Now it's all the way over there. Cannot even see from here. Note the architecture, how these houses are different from those typical southern homes, with a large porch. Those came later. And talking about historic buildings, look at this. This is the Tavern, the oldest liquor store in America. And the door handle here, it says Coca-Cola.
It was a sailor's tavern.
Okay.
At 1600s, it
Yeah.
was just with single stills.
Okay. Guess what year they opened?
1686.
Oh, you're so smart. It says right here. Yes.
Right there.
But you know, they arrived here in 1670. So it took them 16 years to have a liquor store here in America. A long time for the British, maybe.
Oh, there's liquor coming through the ports.
There was. They just didn't have the store.
Trust me.
Too much time for the English.
Maybe.
They like their beer, huh? Now we're entering the French Quarter, a very charming area within the original fortified city. But why is this known as the French Quarter? It's because of the historical concentration of French merchants here. The name is relatively new though, from 1973. Today you find here many shops, art galleries, and restaurants. When you come here to the historic center of Charleston, without much plan, just to walk around, you'll probably already have a really good time because everything is so beautiful. And you're gonna enjoy just strolling around and seeing the buildings. Many even have a front sign explaining a little bit of the history. You see this bus, Dash? This bus is for free. There are 3 lines circulating here downtown. As we cross the French Quarter, I'm going to highlight a few places. The first is this building just across the street from the tavern. The tavern is right there. This is the Old Exchange and Provost Dungeon. This was the last British building built on US soil. The construction finished in 1771, just a few years before the Revolutionary War. This is a place that on normal days I'd certainly go visit, but with the current situation, we prefer to stay outdoors and only go indoors for very short periods of time. And here, I'm sure I could easily spend way more than an hour. And that's because so much has happened in this building. The dungeon was a British prison during the American Revolution. Then with the independence, this is one of the places where the new Constitution was debated and approved. It's actually one of the only 4 remaining structures in the entire country where the Constitution was originally ratified. More recently, a bigger portion of the old wall was found underneath the building, and you can see it. It also has a sad history. This is the site of many public slave auctions. Charleston was one of the biggest hubs for slave trade in the country. 40 or 50% of Africans brought to North America came through Charleston. When Charleston prohibited the auction of slaves in public places, what happened? People built buildings like this, where the practice could continue in private properties. This is now a museum. South Carolina was a commercial center for the plantation economy, and where there were plantations, there were slaves. Any idea what this is, baby? This right here? No. This is just so that the ladies could board the carriages. Made it easier, huh? Those enormous dresses. Look at this. Another famous pink house. The oldest or second oldest house in Charleston. I found conflicting information online. Some people saying it's the oldest from the late 1600s. Some other people saying it's actually from the early 1700s. Then it would be the second oldest. Also, there's a discussion whether this was a real house or a tavern. Either or, it's old, and today it's an art gallery. When I got here, there was a guide explaining a group that this house was sold a few years ago for close to $1 million. Something as famous as the historical buildings in Charleston is the local food. There are restaurants and cafes here everywhere, many with outdoor seating. It is really nice. Now, it might be hard for you to get a reservation. I checked a few places and they were fully booked for the next 2 days. We basically just walked to this one here. It's early enough. It's before noon, actually. They have a table available outside. I'm going for lunch and you're still at breakfast.
Yeah. I'm only waking up
Just waking
out of the hibernation. It's a slow process.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow. Shrimp and grits. One of the most famous dishes here in Charleston. Oh, look at this. blackened shrimp cooked to perfection. The grits are underneath, and there's also a ham gravy on top. What did you get, baby?
Crab cakes.
Looks really good, huh?
Yes, delicioso.
Wow, wow, wow. Like? So you got the crab cake with an egg on top?
Yes.
Wow, looks really good. Look at the bird. He wants our food too.
Not yet.
Crab, shrimp. As you can tell, the specialty in the area here is seafood. Wow. These are the best grits I've ever had. It's so creamy, so tasty. And with the gravy on top, there's this light taste of ham. It's perfect, delicious. I love it. There are spices here on top, but this is not a spicy dish at all. Baby. Yours also? Wow. Deep fried crab cake. So crunchy. It's deep fried to perfection, actually. Fully recharged?
Yes.
Tummy full?
Yes.
Ready to walk for the rest of the day and until tomorrow?
No.
You thought twice.
No.
Okay, let's just keep going. This crossing here is a very emblematic one in Charleston. It's one of the four corners of law, representing the law in four different levels. Right here with the city, this is the city hall. Over here, the state level with the old state house, federal level over there with the post office and also the courthouse, and clerical with the church, the oldest surviving religious structure in Charleston.
Shooting pool, cracker jack.
All buildings here are very important, but if I were to highlight one, this one right here. This was the provincial state capital during the colonial times, and with the American Revolution, it was here that the Declaration of Independence was read in public for the first time. Imagine that.
Why you look so sad? Come on now, mama. Ain't
Out of all the pews here inside this church, this one is different. It's special. Made of mahogany. Some of the important people that sat here: George Washington, the first president of the United States, and Princess Diana.
Grab my hand, will we land? I got the champagne. You can knock it back, get on track, jump on, ride this thing.
Two of the people who signed the Constitution are buried here in this graveyard next to the church.
Hey, don't you want to play? Say, hey.
Don't you feel like stepping back in history here?
Disappear.
No, but I mean, look at these streets, how we're walking.
No, because you know to be like this on the carriage. And
It's totally like stepping back in time here.
cannon.
No,
It's the top of a cannon.
no, I think it's to tie your horse.
And then it's the top of a cannon, and they filled it with.
You think?
Yes.
With Mary Jane.
You can actually see the look of the French in these buildings. Now this is going way, way, way back, but you see the look.
This is one of the most picturesque places in the entire town. It's an alley called Philadelphia. There's a rumor about this place here
Yeah.
that men would come here for duels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So supposedly there are bullet holes somewhere, but other people say that it's just a rumor created by travel guides to attract tourists.
Oh, I bet.
It could be, right?
I bet.
But in case, that could be. You see all those
Yeah.
those marks on the
Yeah.
walls?
Yeah.
I thought this only happened in the Old West, but who knows? Oh, I love it. I love it. We're now on Church Street, one of the most famous streets downtown Charleston. And why the name? Because there are churches here, actually more than one. But first, let me show you this building right here. This is Dock Street Theater. 1736, arguably the first site of theatrical productions in the United States. It says here, it's open for self-guided tours. You can come if you want. What do you do when you are on Church Street?
Go to church.
Go to church.
or sin.
You know that Charleston is actually known as the Holy City, right?
Yeah, I read it.
That's because of the amount of churches here.
Yeah, okay.
So let's start with this one. This is the French Huguenot Church. It's the only French Calvinist congregation in the US. I don't think you can go in here. This is locked. No, can't go in from any side. Let's try the next. Look at this iconic church here, St. Philip's. This is the city's oldest congregation, founded in the 1680s. Actually, it was the first Anglican church south of Virginia. Wow, if the church is closed, let's see the churchyard. Many notable people from the colonial era and post-Revolutionary War are buried here. When you read Powder Magazine, what do you think?
It's a magazine about makeup out of your nose.
Yeah, I thought everything except what it really is, actually.
what's that?
Gunpowder.
Oh, like powders and boom boom.
Boom, explosion,
Yeah.
yeah. It's where they used to store everything for the protection of the fortified city at the time, way back when.
Okay.
And this building is also very unique because it could withstand an explosion,
Oh yeah?
the way it was
Oh,
built.
technology.
From the 17th century.
See.
This building had a very unique design inside as the walls get thinner as they reach the top. In case of an explosion here, most of the force would exit through the roof. Plus, they had terracotta and sand on the roof that would contain the fire if necessary.
We just turned 350 years old last week.
Here's another creative name in Charleston, Market Street. Why is that?
Because of the markets.
Because it's a market here. Actually, this is one of the oldest public markets in the entire country. The building's very narrow, but it's long. It goes all the way into the very end. On Fridays and Saturdays, they have a night market here too.
You can go in.
Wow, this is so beautiful, huh? You fully believe that, huh?
Someone call the
Beautiful.
We're done the day, aren't we?
Almost, baby. Almost.
What's left?
What's left? Shopping. Let's go to
Excellent.
the shopping street.
Absolutely.
You're really that excited to go shopping?
Absolutely. Why not?
Was it worth it? All that loss around your neck. In this loop we can progress.
Baby, I already got everything that I needed. There in this place called Peninsula Grill, they have the most famous cake in the entire city. It's a 12-layer coconut cake. Look at this. Can
Open
you see
it.
the cake a little bit?
Open it. It's not just a coconut cake.
No, there are layers.
It's the ultimate.
It's the ultimate coconut cake. Yeah, it says right here. Look at this, 12 layers, baby. They ship this cake here to the entire country. There's so many people that order, you know, they ship the entire cake. It's $130,
How much was a piece?
$13.50.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's expensive. Everyone says it's worth it. As I was there inside, 2 more people arrived also to buy. Then someone else got in. You know, this is 5 in the afternoon. Do you want to go first? I knew you
I ain't
want to
gonna
go
wait.
first. Yeah.
Very good.
Oh,
Get your own.
get my own. Look at the size of this. Oh wow. This icing is like pure coconut here. It's totally different. What is this back here? Is it coconut with what?
Some sort of nuts.
Coconut cake is one of the most celebrated cakes in southern US. Very famous here. Delicious. And this cake here specifically from Peninsula Grill has been featured on many TV shows, magazines, you know, food magazines. It's on the internet all the time. It's really famous. It's delicious. It is a really big piece, yeah. One person cannot eat the whole thing. I'm glad he gave us 2 forks, 2 knives, without me even asking. Show me your happy face. Happy, happy face. Imagine that same historical architecture, but with shops on the first floor. This is King Street, one of the most beautiful shopping avenues in the country. I hope I could give you a few ideas of what to see when you come downtown Charleston in South Carolina. But this is not all. I think I skipped the most famous area where you see those enormous and beautiful mansions. Exactly what's coming up in the next video.